can I trust you to wield my power and insight so you can finally deliver Earth out of darkness.
Hey, welcome back to ScreenCrush. I'm Ryan Airy, and this is all of the Easter eggs, references, and little things you might have missed in the trailer and gameplay for DC Dark Legion. Now, when these trailers dropped a while back, a few of you were asking if we were going to do a gameplay trailer like we did for Marvel Rivals. And now that I've actually gotten to play DC Dark Legion, I am excited to go through the game and point out some of the deep-cut DC Easter eggs that you might have missed. But before we get into the trailer footage, let's talk a little bit about the game itself. It is adapted from the excellent series Dark Knight's Metal. In that series, a multiversal Batman called the Batman Who Laughs threatens the multiverse.
So wait, who's the Batman who laughs? Looks kind of like the Joker to me.
Well, yeah, but that's exactly what makes him so scary. He is a combination of the Batman and Joker. So imagine the Joker's insanity combined with Batman's methodical planning. So in the game, the Batman Who Laughs invades Earth 1 and sends this mist across the world that drives people insane. Then he uses the energy from these crisis towers to rewrite the multiverse. So the game is a massive DC crossover event where the world has been overrun by the Batman Who Laughs and his multiversal forces. So you have to recruit different heroes and villains to rebuild the Batcave to become their new base. The characters you collect form different squads that you can upgrade for story missions, player versus player, or to help out your league. That's your alliance that you form with other players. So let's break down the Easter eggs in the trailer and the message from Earth Prime. So the latest trailer, A Message from Earth Prime, is narrated by the Monitor. And I just gotta say, the voice acting in this game is on point. The Monitor sounds exactly like how I always imagined his voice from the comics.
This is not a natural storm that will pass, but a void that threatens to consume all light.
The trailer opens with this crisis tower looming over Metropolis underneath a portal. We see the tower destroy the Daily Planet as Superman flies in to help. So this leads into an early mission in the game where the Batman Who Laughs has corrupted Superman, and you have to actually fight him with kryptonite dust to free him from mind control. And this is why we see him as a chess piece. Note the Joker smile painted on his face before he finally bursts free. Now you'll notice that many of the costumes in this trailer are from DC Rebirth, which is from the same era as the Batman Who Laughs. So a rescued Superman and a few other heroes fight against the Batman Who Laughs, but they are outnumbered. I mean, like he says,
"You need a bigger league."
So then the Monitor/you have to start gathering more heroes and villains to your team. Now, one thing that really made this game stand apart for me are the sheer number of characters that I can add to my roster. Here we see Flash and Cyborg, followed by other members of the Teen Titans, Raven and Starfire. You can even see Titans Tower in the distance here. I love that kind of Easter egg. It's a great attention to detail. Now, this is because they are all part of the Teen Titans camp, one of several different kinds of camps in the game. And I'll talk about another one of them in just a little bit. Next, we see Harley and Ivy in a convertible, which of course is a callback to the classic episode of Batman the Animated Series, Harley and Ivy. So that episode featured their first team up and the beginning of their friendship, which has carried on for decades and is a central part of the Harley Quinn series on Max. And then we get a look at just a small sample of the characters in the game. Hawkwoman, Deathstroke, John Constantine, Lex Luthor, Martian Manhunter, Bane, Penguin, Black Manta, Catwoman, and Dr. Fate appearing here through his Ankh.
So wait, you got villains on your team too?
Oh yeah, like for instance, there's the Gotham Villains camp, and that's one of my favorite parts of the game. So because the overall villain is the Batman Who Laughs, it means that the people on your Earth are desperate, so you have to team up with heroes and villains alike. And there's also a multiversal aspect that makes for interesting matchups that we'll talk about later on. So in the trailer, we see that the Batmobile is a sweet mashup of different eras. The car itself looks like a mix of the tail fence from '89, the Tumbler from the Nolan films, and the Batmobile from DC Rebirth. And I love how the heads-up display also features a bat signal where the rearview mirror should be. Next, we see Cyborg fighting Lexbots, you know, Lex Luthor's drones. Now, I should note that you can actually, add Lex to your team in the game. So the bots in this trailer are probably from a multiversal version of Lex who is working with the Batman Who Laughs. The multiversal aspect also allows them to add in Elseworlds characters, which are from some of my favorite DC comics. And we see that the Earth is now shaped in the symbol of a bat, which is adapted from the comic Dark Knight's death metal.
Well, why is it shaped like a bat?
This is the shape of the Metalverse that the Batman Who Laughs reshapes in his image. In the game, you're trying to restore the world back to its proper shape.
Oh, I see. Continue.
And to do that, you have to rebuild your headquarters, the Batcave. This is one of my favorite parts of the game. So in the trailer, we see Cyborg restarting the power generator, which is one of the first things you have to unlock in the game. And here we see the Genesis Chamber where you unlock items with Mother Box shards, which is actually just an incredibly satisfying, relaxing activity within the overall structure of the game. We also see the War Room, the Bio Lab, the Power Plant, the Training Nexus, and also we see Batcave mainstays like the Batmobile, the Batcycle, and the Batwing. But you'll also notice there are characters walking throughout the Batcave because in the game, you can assign different characters to perform jobs in each room to increase their outfit. But every character also has a different skill set that aligns with each separate room. For instance, we see Cyborg in the power plant, Nightwing working in the lab, and this is one of my favorites. Harley Quinn is riding the T-Rex in the classic Batcave. You can see her mallet there above her head. And I love that the game lets you restore these classic pieces of DC lore while adding to it with this overall story where you face the Batman who laughs. We see the Flash right here running, Green Lantern and Aquaman in the War Room. Now Deathstroke is in this room with the bat suits. This is Bane, whose character animation is a fun little dance. And at the bottom here, that's Ra's al Ghul.
Wow, you really can play with all the villains.
I know, and there's like no other opportunity you could possibly see all of these villains team up with all of these heroes. Crossing this bridge here is Mira, and this is the Penguin. And this is Catwoman, followed by Shazam and Joker in the corner. And these are all characters that you can add to your team in the game. Now, I have a few of these characters, and also I have this random cop. His name is John. Now, in the map room, we see Flash on the right, then Harley and Aquaman, Catwoman, and this person is your mom. So this transitions into a comic panel of Batman. Note they added the Ben-Day dots here, a technique that was used to color comics when they still used a 4-color printing process. On the War Room globe, we see the statistics of Wonder Woman, Green Arrow, and Black Adam, all of whom I have unlocked. And then we see Green Arrow and the team fighting more Lex bots. And by the way, I love that they've given Green Arrow that hooded look, which goes all the way back to his origins as a Robin Hood invention, but I think this was perfected in the excellent limited series Green Arrow, The Longbow Hunters by Mike Grell. And the animation in this trailer is a great representation of what we see for the character's ultimate moves in the game. It is gorgeously rendered and fun to watch.
Wait, what's an ultimate move?
So as you unlock characters, you restore their ultimate moves. For instance, Wonder Woman calls on Hera to grant her strength. Green Arrow rapid fires from his bow, and Mira uses her trident to heal team members. Now, my favorite though is probably Penguin, who uses an army of penguins with rockets strapped to their backs, just like the Penguin in Batman Returns. So as you gather different characters, you can assemble classic lineups from the comics, the Teen Titans and the Gotham villains that we pointed out earlier. And then you have to send patrols out to rescue civilians, build shelters, and essentially rebuild civilization while fighting the crisis towers that we see in this trailer. So I like this game because it combines different types of my favorite kinds of mobile games. I love rebuilding the Batcave and upgrading rooms to get character boosts. You can also collect character shards to unlock new characters and upgrades, and the animation for their special moves looks great. There's also a variety of missions, player versus player modes, and best of all, it's a low intensity, low stress game, so I'm glad that they're the sponsor for this video. The best part about it though is that you just get to play around in the DC universe because the designs and voice acting are faithful to these characters.
Earth's depending on you.
I also love the storyline. The world is completely overrun, so this unlikely band of heroes and villains have to team up to save the universe. It's faithfully adapted from the comics, but it's still immersive enough that you can be surprised when the story takes a different turn. So I like the game because it is a strategy game first that combines several different types of my favorite mobile games. So if you're interested, pre-registration is now open on the App Store, Google Play, and the DC Dark Legion official website. Players who register now are expected to receive 1 mythic hero from 5 choices, 1 weapon from 5 choices, 10 hero pools, and a vast amount of cultivation resources when the game officially launches on March 14th. So if you're interested, click our link below to pre-register now. You can find me in-game under the name Rise Anonymous, and let's join a league together.